This is one of those moments that I wish I could hold a megaphone and climb on the highest mountain at the top and scream at the top of my voice for my generation to hear. Listen, some relationships do not need to continue. I mean, they should end as soon as you watch this video. I know it started out feeling good, feeling very right, with butterflies in your belly. You felt you had found the missing rib, your missing rib. You had found the one, and all those things that the kids normally say. But at some point down the line, you began to experience a lot of internal conflict. You were unable to place your hand on what exactly is making you feel that way, but you knew something was wrong. Nonetheless, today, I will help you place your hands on 4 things that if you notice one or all of these things, you need to give that relationship a second thought. And for many of you, you will need to end that relationship. Let me premise my thoughts by saying this. A failed relationship is better than a failed marriage. It is better to end a relationship that is not going anywhere, it's not going the right direction, than to ignore those red flags, get into marriage, and end up ruining your life. It is that serious. Today, I want to show you 4 things, 4 signs to watch out for. If you notice one or all of these 4 signs, please take a step back, introspect, look at things objectively, and if you have to, call it quits. All right. Now, number 1 sign is this: when you are constantly compromising your values in a relationship. Oh my God. Listen, I know that they tell you love is blind. You know something? I read a book and I've heard Pastor Laju Iren, a very phenomenal relationship and marriage coach and counselor, right? She counseled my wife and I when we were about to get married, by the way. Now, she made a statement, or she makes a statement. She said, when you are in a relationship, love intelligently. When you are in marriage, then you can love blindly. In a relationship is the time for you to shine your eyes. And tying this to my first point, if you notice that in that relationship you are constantly compromising your values, don't turn a blind eye to that. Don't do that. This thing starts at first in the small things, At first you adjust, you bend, and then you ignore. But over time, you start becoming somebody you do not recognize. You were like this before. A few months into the relationship, you have become an entirely different person. Please do not ignore that. Don't ignore that. Some practical signs here are you start to consistently feel pressure to lower your standards. You used to believe in modesty, believe in being chaste, in being pure, in keeping yourself, right, from any form of sexual activity until marriage. But now you are beginning to ask questions like how far is too far, and you are actually now going far. You are actually now going far. Please watch out for these things if they begin to happen in your life. Pay very, very, very close attention. Another sign, still in this my first point, number 1, is that your spiritual life starts to decline. Before you got into this relationship, as a lady or as a guy, you used to have ample time of prayer during every single day. During the day, you had specialized, specially carved out periods of the day, of your day, for devotion. But now you can go 3 days, 4 days, without sustaining your devotion. And the primary reason is the person that you are in a relationship with. Either because of constant arguments, constant fights, or for some reason you just never hold yourselves to the level of accountability that is needed for both of you, either to pray together or to sustain individual prayer lives. All I'm saying is this: the relationship is beginning to cause you to drift farther and farther away from God, and you now begin to justify the things that you once stood against. I'm talking to you now. There was a time that you knew that kissing was wrong. You knew you should not engage in any form of sexual activity. Now you are saying, it's just kissing now. We didn't do anything more than that. You see yourself now, Sister Nkechi. I'm sorry for using that. I don't know if your name is Nkechi, but maybe I'm speaking by the Spirit of God now. Brother Justus, you begin to compromise, right, and justify the things that you once stood against. If you must lose your conviction to keep the relationship, that relationship is costing you too much. I feel like saying write it down, but I think you're already doing that. If you must lose your convictions to keep the relationship, that relationship is costing you too much. Number 2 sign that you need to either break up or take a second look at the relationship is this: when there is no peace but constant anxiety in that relationship. Listen, yes, relationships are not meant to feel perfect, but they should not feel constantly chaotic. If you are always worried, always overthinking, always confused, always unsettled, always emotionally unstable, you need to pay close attention. Something is wrong somewhere. I want you to ask yourself this question: do you feel secure most of the time or confused most of the time? How do you feel on an average day when you just take thoughts of the relationship? How exactly do you feel? Number 2, ask yourself, are you at peace or are you always trying to fix something? This is so important. Are you at peace or are you always trying to fix something? Listen, psychological research shows that healthy relationships tend to increase emotional stability and not cause chronic anxiety. Oh my God. Healthy relationships increase emotional stability and not put you in constant anxiety. If anxiety has become your norm in that relationship, something is off, my brother, my sister. Please take a second look at that relationship. Number 3 sign that you need to break up is if the person you are dating, if your partner's character is inconsistent. See, anybody can be Mr. Nice Guy for a moment. And let me tell you something. Sometimes the best, not all the time, but a lot of times, the best way to judge a person's character is not how they act when they are feeling good, when things are working out for them, when they win the lottery and all stuff, and stuff like that. The best time to really judge the strength of a person's character is how they act when they are angry, or they are upset, or they are broke, or they are being insulted or humiliated or embarrassed, or are just in a state that is undesirable to them. How do they act towards you and towards others? And also, like I just said now, another thing to watch out for. Listen, if you are the only person that they are nice to and they are not nice to anybody else, very soon the way they act to other people will eventually become how they will act to you, because they're going to grow fond of you. They're going to get used to you, especially in marriage. You are seeing this person literally every day of your life. And a point will come that the love that was once powered by butterflies will now need to be powered by responsibility and discipline. If they are not responsible and disciplined enough to at least have a minimum level of kindness that they show to other people, that is how they're going to act towards you very soon, especially when the butterflies have gone on vacation. Praise the Lord. You want to watch out for hot and cold behavior. Watch out for consistently broken promises. That one is a major one. Consistently broken promises. Watch out for lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. They say something that they promise that they will do something. There is nobody to hold them, accountable for their actions or to their words. There is nobody you can report them to when they begin to constantly misbehave. You speak with them, have conversations, no improvement, and there is nobody that they can listen to. Please, you want to be very, very careful. Pay attention. Don't fall in love with moments. Pay attention to patterns. Don't fall in love with moments. Pay attention to... I think you should write that down if you're watching right now. Don't fall in love with moments. Pay attention to patterns. Number 4. Number 4. This one is actually for many of you. You find yourself constantly ignoring the red flags that you already see. Hey, this one. Do you realize, according to research, people often rationalize or normalize early warning signs when they are emotionally invested? People often rationalize or normalize early warning signs or red flags when their emotions are involved. And for some people, listen, this is the wisdom of God. This is part of why the Lord will not have his people commit to any sort of sexual intimacy until marriage. Because this thing that is called orgasm, it can blind you completely. Listen, I'm a pastor. I've counseled and I'm still counseling many people. I have seen chronic cases where this relationship, these people know that it is bad for them, but because they are engaging in ungodly impartations and transference of things, now their judgment and discernment is at all-time low. They know this is wrong, but they just cannot find the strength within themselves to say no and to walk away. Many people don't enter relationships blindly. They enter ignoring what they can already see because they are hopeful, because they are attached, or because they are afraid to start over, or like I said in the previous video, afraid to be single. So you end up settling for less. You end up settling for less. The Bible in the book of Proverbs 27 and verse 12, it says, a prudent man foresees evil and hides himself. Oh my God. And then it says, and the simple pass on and are punished. Another translation says, the naive ignores it and faces the consequences. Don't be naive. When you see red flags, don't ignore them. Don't forget, love intelligently. Shine your eye like this when you are in a relationship. Shine your eye. So don't ignore things like consistent disrespect or emotional instability, lack of spiritual seriousness. A man that cannot lead himself spiritually will not lead your home spiritually. And a woman who is unable to bring herself to spiritual discipline personally will not sustain the same when you get married. You will force her to do everything. And I use the word force loosely. I mean, you will have to cajole, and it's just going to be a living hell, I tell you. And there are many things that will not work just because you are both not aligned spiritually on a spiritual level. All right. When you see a person that has controlling tendencies, listen, whatever you tolerate early, you will struggle with later. Every red flag that you ignore now, it is you signing a contract for what you're going to live with for the rest of your life. Praise the Lord. Change is constant, but we don't know how. Only God knows how a person will change. That's why the best thing we can do many times is to pray, be led, and to make informed decisions based on the red flags you can see now. Because even if change is constant, many people will change negatively than positively. And the red flag you ignore now is not likely to get better. Don't use your life to gamble and find out. So how do you know that you are in the wrong relationship? Number one, you are compromising your values. Number two, you consistently lack peace in that relationship. Number three, this person's character is inconsistent. Number four, you are ignoring the red flags. Let me tell you this. Not every relationship needs to be fixed. Some needs to end. I mean, brought to a complete end. And can I tell you something? For many of you, walking away from a failing relationship is not failure. It is success. It is wisdom. It is progress in life and in destiny. Because if you stay in the wrong relationship, you are delaying the right future. Staying in the wrong relationship is you delaying the right future. So I want to counsel you, be honest, be courageous, be wise, and choose with the wisdom of God. I hope and I know that this has helped and blessed you. Let me know what stood out to you the most. And have you experienced any of this before in a previous relationship? I would love to hear that. And while you are onto that, please like this video, subscribe, click the bell icon so that you're notified every day we drop a new video. And listen, let's be an army. Share this video as in as many platforms as you can, on your WhatsApp status, in your Instagram, in your different WhatsApp groups and communities that you belong to, with your friends and your family. Just let's get the word out there. Many people need to know what you have just heard so that their future can be secured. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you.